I'm Don Deshawn, and I'm the campaign manager for JimLycan. And JimLycan is running for our state representative. He's representing District 36 in Madison County over in Anderson, Indiana. But we get him to be a state representative. He just won't be for District 36, he'll be for the state of Indiana. And he's running against Terry Austin. And, well, I won't say anything about her. But Jim is a very conservative gentleman. He has some great thoughts. His values are very wonderful. He's a family man. He's a Christian. He has Christian principles that he wants to stand on. And I can't think of a better candidate to introduce to you tonight. And I know him. I'm running his campaign. We're going to have a great campaign. We're going to get JimLycan elected. Jim, come up here. Our next state representative for District 36.
Woohoo! And we ditto what you said, Don. I said we ditto what Don said.
Thank you, Don. I've known Sue and Dwight for quite some time. I've always admired them, admired what they've done, what they've stood for, the projects that they have thrown themselves into tirelessly. They've been great role models for myself. I'd like to thank the Constitutional Patriots for allowing me to come and introduce myself and to bring to you a plea for support. My name is JimLycan, and I am the Republican candidate for State Representative of District 36. I come before you tonight not as a politician. Sue and Dwight will vouch I am not a politician. I come before you tonight as a father, as a grandfather, horrified at how certain elements have set course to obliterate the Constitution, that seek to eliminate our Christian values and morals, to destroy traditional family foundations, that desire not just to teach our children, but to train our children to be dependent on and submissive to the government. We've all been in a struggle to regain fiscal and moral control of our government. We've campaigned and worked for congressional representatives, senators. We've sent our emails. We've Facebooked. We've wrote our letters to countless office holders and editors. These elements that I'm speaking of tonight aren't federal, but they're rooted deep within the fabric of our state government, working diligently to wrest control from you, your God-given rights to be free from oppressive laws, regulations, and dictates, pushing programs of education, social reformation, life directions, nutrition, and most destructive, pushing and mandating acceptance of immorality, corruption, irresponsibility that tears at the very cornerstones of a strong society. I seek your support as conservatives against one element in particular, Representative Terry Austin. Why is it so important that I should garner support in a seemingly separate district? Terry Austin's votes have affected and will continue to affect every man, woman, child born, unborn, and aborted in the state of Indiana. Terry Austin's battle against conservatives began in 2002 when she was elected a representative. Just to point to a few highlights of not just her votes, but her convictions, her priorities. In the right to work legislation, Terry Austin didn't run off to Illinois with the rest of the Democrats in an attempt to bring the House to a halt. She was bolder. She was more aggressive. She stayed behind to ensure no progress could be pushed on by anybody, any Republicans in the House. Terry Austin voted against school vouchers, called scholarships, that allowed parents an affordable alternative to public schools, being able to instill in their children in school Christian morals and personal responsibility. Being in public education for 30 years, Terry has been a prominent force in setting educational criteria. Definition of marriage, I'm sure everybody's aware of it. Terry Austin held off her vote to be the deciding vote against everybody in the state of Indiana having a voice added to the Indiana Constitution. She said, no, I won't allow you to do it. One person, one, affected the whole state of Indiana. One person that's not in this district. She's not in the district up north. She's not in the district down south. She's from the district right next door, I believe used to be in this district. You used to be in District 36. You know Terry Austin. One person. She wants state funding for Planned Parenthood promoting abortions. A lot of them do that, a lot of the Democrats. Terry Austin voted against mandatory information being given before abortions to these women considering it, that life begins at inception. And that at 20 weeks old, these babies feel pain. January 22nd, 2011, during a rough winter storm, an alliance of conservative groups met in Sharpsville, Indiana, with one specific goal in mind: to bring a conservative to government. Someone that would stand the course, stay the course, stand tall, hold on conservative values, be our vote in government for that. Working towards the primary, these conservative groups were laughed at, they were scorned, belittled, pushed aside, told to get real. Indeed, we did get real, and we changed the course of politics in America. No longer are conservatives ridiculed and rejected. Now, conservatives are sought out, Tea Party-backed candidates. That's the strong thing now. The course of politics have changed even deeper, the effects having reached the very core of Indiana. In House District 36, not only has a Tea Party-backed candidate, conservative candidate, been asked to run for state office by the Republican Party, but a known Tea Party activist. An activist that still is on the board of Hoosiers for a conservative Senate. For years, we've been building our strength to be a formidable force in government, reaching out to other like-minded groups and people, building relationships and ties across the state. Now is the time to come together for what is good and what is right for our great state. We have an opportunity to rid our state government of the keystone, Terry Austin. Keystone. Wasn't sure, knew what it was, wanted to look the definition up. The wedge-shaped stone at the center of an arch that locks its parts together. And Terry Austin is the keystone. She led the fight in the right to work. She was the deciding vote on definition of marriage. She's the keystone. She's the strength. Your other Democrats depend on her in the House. This battle doesn't involve just District 36. It involves every man, woman, child, born and unborn, in the whole state of Indiana, from Michigan to Kentucky, from Illinois to Ohio. I ask your support tonight. Emailing, Facebooking, tweeting. There's another couple of things out there I'd never heard of. I found out the other day. And I need your financial help. Anything would be appreciated. Anything would be used for every cent to rid our state of this element, Terry Austin. I thank you very much for your time.